Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go! Do you have absolute certainty on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for?
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the Unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all of these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it from Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes.
Do you think that worked?
It's our show, guys. So here we go. I am sure they will be with us momentarily. So bear with us as tech difficulties. I know at least Steph's smiling, and I'm sure that they are going out and coming back in, whether it's on the phone. I know that they are en route to some engagement. That there they are. Can you hear us, Steph?
You now, Steph. We can hear you now. Stephanie is going to be having a slight meltdown, though, because
we're back on camera too. But I feel like we should stay on audio on the phone. That way, if the computer goes in and out, we're still here on audio. I can still see everybody. So I'm happy.
And everybody gets to see you and your nails and everything, and the world is perfect.
The hair just got done
your hair that just got done today. So we are in our perfect balance. because I am on my audio, which is all I care about. Stephanie's on the video, which is maybe all she cares about. I'm just kidding. That's a joke.
See all the people
Yeah, okay.
and all the other.
So let's go back. So Gina, one more time. Let's go, Daniel, because we did get cut off a little bit because Stephanie was doing her hair and her nails, and we missed a portion of what was being said. So thank you.
Daniel's from San Antonio, Texas. He went from high-performing corporate employee to building his own platform, his own business, teaching others to do the same, has a speaking company, Sean and Bella, a book publishing company, and a marketing company, a speaker training company. So please, everyone, join me in welcoming Daniel Gomez to the real world.
Thank you, everybody.
Daniel, how are you, sir?
Man, I'm doing amazing, Sean. Thank you for having me today. It's amazing. Want to just see what wisdom I can extract from everybody here, and I'm excited to be here. It's Christmas season. How can I not be happy with our Savior's birth, man? I'll tell you what. I'm not a happy holidays guy. I'm a Merry Christmas guy, man, and that's who I am because I believe that we're here for a purpose in life, and it's to share our light and to be the light of others. And like your video said, right? Give without expectations and receiving back. And when we do that, we're just sowing seeds into people's lives, and automatically the world comes back and blesses you more.
Well, amen to that, Daniel. And we're looking forward to hearing from your wisdom today as well. Thank you for that. And quick, fun question. Have you ever been to the Alamo?
You know what? I was like Pee Wee Herman looking for the basement, but there's no basement in the Alamo.
I think like Sam Bowie and Davy Crockett might have fared better if there was a basement. But I am a huge fan of the Alamo. My dad was just, big time into Davy Crockett and all the things, back in the day. And so there's I've never been. Two actually embarrassing fun facts. Well, I don't know, embarrassing, but I've never been to the Statue of Liberty. And I live in New Jersey and go to and went to school in New York, and I've never been to the Alamo. Wow. So yes,
and I've been to both.
And you have. Yes, that is absolutely amazing. So Daniel, what is your fun fact?
My fun fact is that I love to eat, right? I like to eat banana with peanut butter. You get protein and potassium at the same time. So when you work out.
Fun fact. Yeah, I love it. And so how about this? Did you ever have peanut butter and pizza crust dipped in Coke?
Oh, but I do have a craving for cold pizza the next day with the Diet Coke. Believe me, I'm a big cold pizza pepperoni guy with the Diet Coke the next day. It's something I crave sometimes.
My mom's current husband likes pizza crust dipped in peanut butter and dipped in Coke, which is absolutely the craziest thing I've ever heard of.
Her current husband? You make it sound like he has a rotation of husbands.
Well, he is her third husband, right? No, but my mom. How about this fun fact?
Her husband.
Yeah, her current husband. Right. So, yes, and my mom. Fun fact. My mom is the first two people she ever went out on a date with. She married both of them. So is a wonderful fun fact. She created a little bit of a different process for round 3, and I think that's why it'll be most successful.
I think so.
Yeah. So, all right. So Daniel, welcome to the party. What's your fun fact, my friend? Besides you're in love with pizza, tell us something fun that you like to do in the world.
Man, I love to go boating. Actually, I love the water. Just really like to be out there in the lake, and when I'm not speaking or training or coaching or doing work related, I'm out there on the lake. I like to put on some music and fall asleep and just enjoy the breeze, man. I'm a water guy.
Beautiful. Love it. Love the energy. Welcome to the party. G Money, we got Daniel. Who we got, G Money?
All right, next we have Mr. Thor Conkling with us today from Atlanta, Georgia, but actually he just moved to Boca Raton. He has hosted over 650 podcasts. You would probably know his voice, Sean Callagy from the Tony Robbins world. He's a head trainer, owner of Peak Performance Group. He eliminates obstacles CEOs and business owners, obstacles CEOs and business owners have. Please, everyone, join me in welcoming Thor Conkling to the building.
So Thor, you are part of the Great Florida Migration. It's like the African Great Migration that exists for all the beautiful animals following the water trail. And I think that there is a human trail in the Great Florida Migration. What say you?
Absolutely. Nothing beats the beach, the weather, and no state income tax.
Gotta love it, brother. Gotta love it. And Thor, what is your fun fact?
I met my wife in a gay bar, and that should have been a sign. Didn't exactly last.
That is absolutely
Neither one of us happens to be gay, but that's actually where we met.
Well, can you please give us one or two more sentences on this magical initial meeting?
I was living in New York City, and we were ski instructors on the weekend, taking people to Canada and New York. I would meet a bus on the corner of 50th and Broadway and take them away. And my alter ego was Sven. My name is Sven. I'll be a ski instructor for the weekend. So we did that for on weekends, and we had a reunion party. She was one of the instructors, and that's where we met.
Very cool, brother. And what's your favorite place you've ever been skiing, Thor?
I would say Colorado. Breckenridge.
Well, we got Thor.
Yeah.
Breckenridge?
Yeah.
Beautiful. We got Thor. We got Daniel. We're rocking the house, G Money. Who else we got?
Our first judge from Tampa Bay and New York, Mr. Chris Fabiano, is with us again today. Welcome, Chris Fabiano. He's the president, founder of the nonprofit organization for veterans in New Jersey and Tampa. He's a retired wedding photographer, a Marines and Navy veteran. So thank you for your service, Chris. Please, everyone, join me in welcoming Chris Fabiano to the Real
Chris, thank you for your service. Thank you for the fact that Stephanie's hugging the camera and you're patient about that. I appreciate that.
In the corner there a little bit.
Very much. And so, brother, thank you for being here. And what's your fun fact?
My fun fact is that I'm spending more money than I ever thought at Lowe's and Home Depot now that I bought a house.
Well, that's a beautiful thing. By the way, do they have ice cream at Home Depot?
No.
Yes.
But there's a Chick-fil-A.
So one of my friends
grabbed the sandwich.
Yeah. A quick fun fact. One of my buddies one time and I were talking, and we're having a chat about a situation he was in. And I said to him, I said, well, dude, listen, you don't go to ice cream looking for Home Depot. And I'm like, and she is not going to give you the emotional support you want. It's just not available there. Just like there's no ice cream at Home Depot. So whenever I hear Home Depot, I think of my buddy and the fact that he was looking for emotional support in all the wrong places, like we'd be looking for ice cream at Home Depot. So, yeah, love it. And so, like
that's fun, yes.
So,
fun fact, in Texas, you can get crawfish at Home Depot.
Yeah, so you could be looking for crawfish at Home Depot. But nice. Yeah. So, you ready to have some fun today and light up the magical scoreboard for these amazing participants?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go do the things. G Money.
Next, we have from New York City. She's an OsteoStrong owner and opened her first OsteoStrong in March of 2021. What a time to do so. She's also a pharmacist, and she's creating a platform to empower people to be proactive about their health and prevent disease. Please, everyone join me in welcoming Julie Shalom to the Real Raw.
Julie, welcome to the party. How are you?
Hi, good. Thank you. How are you, Sean?
We're doing great. And Julie, what is your fun fact?
My fun fact is I just discovered mango jerky and I have it for breakfast every day.
Mango turkey?
Mango jerky.
Mango jerky.
Yep.
Oh, that is amazing. And what is your mission, purpose in life, in the world with your awesome OsteoStrong-ness?
My mission in life and in OsteoStrong is to help empower as many people as I can to be proactive about their health instead of waiting for something to happen to trigger them to do so.
Amen. Well, awesome. I love hearing. And where's your facility?
In Roslyn, New York.
Nice. Awesome. Well, welcome to the party. And you ready to give some fair, unbiased judging, even if Stephanie tries to convince you otherwise?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you, Julie. Excellent. G Money, last but certainly not least.
We have also from Florida. She's a member in good standing with the Orange County Association of Realtors and National Association of Realtors. She's 2021 Orlando's top 20 under 40, a multi-million-dollar producer. Please, everyone, join me in welcoming Rosalind Diaz to the Real Raw.
Thank you.
Very impressive, Rosalind. And what is your fun fact?
I wasn't ready for this. I don't know if I have a fun fact, but
you don't have any fun? There's nothing fun about you? You're boring, and like we definitely would not want to know anything about you.
Stay for fun? No. I like to eat weird things, like maybe orange with sugar, or mango with
kind of weird.
Yeah, mango with like hot sauce, things like that. But yeah, I don't. I'm a grandma, guys, so I'm not,
So you're,
into that.
You think because you're a grandma you can't have fun? Like my grandma was
I don't have much fun, to tell you the truth. I work a lot. I'm a workaholic. So just to let you guys know, I've been in Florida 6 years and I have not even gone to a club once.
Well, that's good. There's nothing wrong with that, but so I think it's a positive thing. And so your fun fact could be exactly that you've been in Florida for 6 years and you haven't succumbed to what some might consider lower vibrational ways of altering your state. I'm not saying it is. Some might say that. That's an awesome fun fact. And you eat like really weird stuff and you're a grandmother. So we have like a million fun facts about you already.
Perfect.
And I think, as Stephanie was referring, I think her grandmother also never went into a club. Is that fair?
That is definitely not fair. My grandmother was a wild woman. My grandmother used to dance on bars with chaps with nothing under her chaps.
That is an interesting fun fact.
Yeah, I've been to clubs, just not in Florida.
I have another fun fact about my grandmother that would turn you red. Are you ready?
Oh boy.
So my mother's watching this show. So my grandmother, my mother's maiden name is Dick. And so my grandmother used to collect these objects. So when we cleaned out her home after my grandmother passed away, she had probably, I don't know, somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 different objects of phallic symbols. Would you have liked to clean out my grandmother's house and cleaned out all of those phallus? That is ridiculous. Which I didn't understand where you got all of these things until you took me to Costa Rica and then all of these gift shops have these in bottle openers and ashtrays. I'm like, who creates these things? Apparently they're all over the world and she used to collect them.
That is truly amazing, and an amazing correlation to her last name. Well, wonderful. So, yes, that is our fun fact for today from the one and only co-host of this amazing show, Stephanie Ann Vihan, who started selling crafts on her front lawn as a 8-year-old, then progressed to being a 7-figure earner in the space of network marketing, when maybe occasionally dancing alongside her grandmother in a bar, then progressed to being not the number 5, 4, 3, or 2, but number 1, numero uno, business broker in the state of Nevada at the ripe old age of 24 years old. First woman ever to do it, youngest person ever to do it. Now as the co-host of The Real Raw, speaking on stages all over the place with famous professional athletes, maybe the former Jerry Maguire, and all the things. The one, the only. Let's hear it for Stephanie Ann Vihan. What's up, woman?
What's happening? You want to know my fun fact?
Yeah.
It's my birthday week, bitches! It's my birthday. It's my birthday. So my 25th birthday is this week.
That is amazing. Congratulations. So you were just 24 a year ago as the number 1 business broker, and now you're the ripe old age of 25. Amazing. All right.
Birthday.
Well, congratulations and happy birthday.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. That's my fun fact.
Yeah. Gima, we love you, and we will see you soon from the multiverse. Great job.
Sounds good. Happy birthday, sister. I love you. I'll be saying it every day. Ciao for now, everyone. Nice to meet you all.
Bye,
Happy birthday, Stephanie.
All right. Let's do the thing. Who's going first?
Ooh, I think Daniel, since, he's been here before, and Thor's very nervous and a little bit shy. So, we'll give him a chance to see what this is all about.
All right. Very good. I heard a little bit like, I'm not sure what to do here. So here's all this is. Influence is according to me, only attainable superpower, right? And why is it a superpower? Because the differences aren't linear. They're exponential. Like the Hulk isn't a little bit stronger than a person. The Hulk is exponentially stronger than a human being. But you know what? I think the difference in strength between the Hulk and the average human being is much closer than the difference in the average human being's influence and Oprah Winfrey's. So Oprah has an even greater superpower than the Hulk. And that's what we play with here every day in service of impacting the world and making it greater. So whether it's our marketing or selling or leading or managing or recruiting or fundraising, for profit, not for profit, everything is about going from hello to yes. They're not pitching, hooking, closing, taking, grabbing, pushing, all the things that gave Electrolux vacuum sales a bad name. And yes, I actually did that for 2 days after graduating Columbia University. And
was that before or after the McDonald's situation?
That was right before. It was a rough transition from wanting to play professional baseball and not applying for a job to my parents screaming at me to get the hell out of the house and not feel bad for myself when I was going blind and not getting drafted. Story for a different day. But yes, the Electrolux vacuum cleaner salesperson knocked on a door in Ridgewood, New Jersey, where you're living, close to where you are, knocked on the door and threw dirt on the floor. The woman started screaming. I turned purple. I've been more embarrassed, but not many times in my life. That's not integrous influence. So this isn't pushing, hooking, pitching, closing, grabbing. This is what does integrous influence look like when we add more value than we take, and we open listening. We realize that people are so sophisticated today that from 1,000 miles away, they see the taker coming. And how do we help people identify that? So yeah, that's the fun we're going to have today. Stephanie will be anybody you wanted to be, Daniel, Thor, starting with Daniel for an integrous yes. She could be an ideal client of yours because, of course, you're going to add massive, brilliant, beautiful value. She could be a potential speaking opportunity, looking to book Daniel, a TV show, book deal, whatever would be a yes you are currently seeking in the world that would actually matter to you. She'll be that person on the other end. You don't have to tell us what the yes is. Just tell Stephanie who she is. So, Daniel, who would you like Stephanie to be?
Stephanie's an aspiring speaker and author.
Oh,
Be an easy role to play. All right.
Take us in.
Hello, this is Stephanie.
Hello, Stephanie. How you doing today, ma'am?
I am wonderful. How are you, Daniel?
I'm doing amazing. I'm doing just really wonderful. Just really enjoying the day to day. Had a great lunch, and just wanted to. I heard, I was referred to you because they said that you were really wanting to share your story, but you weren't sure if your story mattered. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes.
Well, you know what? I want to tell you about Thor. Thor was an amazing gentleman. Thor came to us. He had no confidence. He didn't know where to even start to becoming a paid speaker. And the beautiful thing is when Thor came to us, he was honest. And he was really frustrated trying to find paid speaking engagements left and right. But I told him, Thor, it's not about finding paid speaking engagements. It's really about just speaking from your heart, because a true speaker doesn't have to write a script down. All they have to do is just share the story. And Stephanie, most people undervalue their story. And I want to tell you this, when Thor found his story and he started just speaking from his heart, he attracted his paid speaking engagements, because when you speak from your heart, that's where the really good connection is. And most speakers really try to be the star of the show, and they're not. You know why? Because the audience is a star, Stephanie. And I want to tell you this. Sometimes we ask ourselves, have you ever wondered, Stephanie, can I really make a difference? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Can I really impact a person or impact people?
I have, and that has been, what I have committed my life to. In fact, I have a starfish tattoo on my wrist as my constant reminder that as long as I'm sure you're familiar with the starfish story.
Yes.
And have a starfish tattoo on my wrist to remind me that as long as I am making a difference to one, I am making a difference in the world.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because you're definitely a starfish worth saving. And there's definitely other starfish out there in the world worth saving. But I want to even take it to another level. Your voice is going to reach people that Tony Robbins will never reach, that Sean will never reach, that Les Brown will never reach. Your voice is going to touch people that they can't reach. And even though it might be hard to comprehend, but let me tell you this, because your story, your book is the only chapter in somebody's life that they may read that's going to save them, because there's many hopeless people out there. And I want to encourage you, don't be embarrassed, don't be shy, because when you speak from your heart.
That's really, Daniel,
What's that?
yeah. Sorry, but there was an interruption in the multiverse, and so I don't know that it is. The confidence is the issue. I think it's more like kind of what you said in the beginning of, I don't know what to speak on. I have the confidence to speak, but it's what story do I tell? Is the story going to be impactful? Like,
well, really, it's going to come from your heart. So many times when I get on stage, I don't even know what to speak about. The reality is that when you speak from the truth comes out, and the truth is what sets people free.
Got it. Well, Daniel, I'm interested in, growing my speaking career, and I got to run right now. However, would love to maybe set up and see what this looks like and exactly what it is that you do.
Yeah, definitely would love to do that. And just understand this, that Sticker Shock Speaking Academy, it's more than a speaking academy. It's an experience, because when people leave there, I'll tell you what, their lives are transformed. And not only do you come and experience Sticker Shock, but you also join a community, and we would love for you to join our family. So thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Daniel. Great chatting with you.
You too.
Excellent job, Daniel. Loving it. Let's go over to Thor. Thor, who would you like Stephanie to be?
Stephanie, you're going to be a potential participant at a Tony Robbins event, and you have reservations about attending.
Ooh, love this. Thor, take us in.
Hello, Stephanie.
Hello.
Stephanie? Thor Conklin here.
Yes.
Thor Conklin from Tony Robbins. How are you?
I'm doing all right, Thor. How are you?
I got word from a colleague of mine, Daniel, that you were considering attending an upcoming event with us, but that you had some reservations. Could you tell me about that?
Yeah, it's to be my first event, and from like what I see online, there's just like, it's a lot of people, there's a lot of jumping around, it seems really loud, and I'm kind of more of a reserved person, and I don't want to be jumping around and screaming all the time.
I completely understand that. I did my first firewalk in 1989, and there was probably about 600 people there, and all I wanted to do is be in the back of the room. A matter of fact, I decided that if I went as the last person in the firewalk, maybe the coals might be a little cooler by then. True story.
Now, were they? Because I'd like to follow that advice, maybe.
No, actually, Stephanie, what we do is end up putting hot coals on throughout to make them the same experience for everyone. But I understand the reservation about getting into an environment that kind of pushes you outside your comfort zone. Is that kind of how this is feeling?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's interesting. A friend of mine once said that everything that I have in my life currently is inside my comfort zone, and all my dreams, aspirations, and everything that I want is outside of it. That was easy to understand, but it was difficult to kind of take that step and step through that to break that bubble and to experience more. I'm actually going to be at this event. I'm one of Tony's trainers, and I'd like to offer you an invitation. And that invitation is, if you do decide to move forward and go, I'd like to kind of be your buddy throughout the process, to kind of help navigate the process for you, to guide you through the process. And if things get a little overwhelming for you, you have a friend in the audience. How does that sound?
That sounds very nice, Thor. I appreciate that very much.
Well, it would actually be a gift for me as well. The reason I volunteer, and this is a volunteer position for me, is that I love to see the shift in people, because the shift that occurred in my life was absolutely dramatic. And it all started with that first event at UPW. And I'd like you to have the experience to do that as well. So thank you.
Well, that is beautiful, Thor, and thank you so much for that offer, and I will look forward for that for sure.
I will see you there.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thor, excellent job. And by the way, Thor, yeah, great job. Thank you for all that you do in supporting people as a trainer, as a volunteer. I have such a level of respect and gratitude for incredible human beings like yourself that add so much value to the people, the experience, to Tony's work, Tony's mission, and your own mission and work through that process. And I mean it with all my heart. Thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you. That's why I do it.
Yeah, awesome, brother. So we got Thor, we got Daniel, we got some judges now.
We do have some judges.
So which way are we going?
Let's start with Chris. Your feedback for Daniel.
30 seconds of feedback, 15 seconds, Chris, what worked for Daniel, 15 seconds of what could be optimized, because you always say there's something that could be optimized. Then a score on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you're like running the other way, away from the fire, 5 being, I'll talk to this person for another 30 seconds, and 9.999 being, I would never let this person on my site forever. So what do you have, please, Chris, for Daniel?
All right, well, Daniel, very well spoken. You were very thorough. I would overall, I would give you an 8.8, almost a 9, probably somewhere around there. It was very effective. The only thing that I would see is bringing more value, bringing more attention to the value that you'd be bringing to them. That's the only thing that I would say. But I mean, both of you guys are very, very effective.
Nice. Awesome job. And how about for Thor? What'd you have?
Thor, you can definitely tell that Thor's been publicly speaking for a while. He's got a good cadence. He's informed very well. He's informed with what he's doing, so you can tell this isn't his first rodeo. Hell, I wanted to join right now. I wanted to do another UPW just from listening to him. But that's that just goes to show that Tony and following Tony's methods is helpful, and it works, and you can see that just exemplified with Thor. I would say 9.5.
And what was your score for Thor?
9.5.
5.
Nice. Chris, excellent job. Steph, which way are we going?
Let's go with Roslyn. Your feedback for Thor. I'll be on you.
Sorry, I'm muted. I think he's a great speaker. Definitely very experienced. I would rate it at least an 8.
Beautiful. Anything he did great? Anything he can improve on?
Just very direct and clear. I would say just a little more details.
Beautiful. And then your feedback for Chris.
I would also say he's definitely experienced, have a lot of in-depth of what he's doing. I would rate him a 9. And my feedback would be just to maybe not explain a little more, but maybe just give us more of an insight.
And I said Chris, and I meant Daniel, so I apologize for that. And then let's go to Julie.
The blind guy will always keep you on track.
Thanks, blind guy.
Yeah, thank you.
And so let's go with Julie. Your feedback for Daniel.
Sure. So Daniel did a great job in expressing what he wanted, expressing what it is that he does. Very direct, very confident. The thing that I would just work on is maybe just ask what needs the client has that you can support her in. So that way you kind of resonate with her better, and then, you'll have a, better success with that. And then I would give you an 8.5.
Very nice. And then Julie, your feedback for Thor.
So Thor did a great job with connecting. Like Chris said, I was actually gonna hop on that bandwagon to do a UPW again. So it was very good to work on. Honestly, since you probably have been doing this a while and you are in the Tony world, I don't have any things that you could work on because it was very good. You did a great job.
And so your score for Thor is?
10.
10. Woo!
Great job, Thor. So now,
since it is your first day back recovering from COVID, and since I am Miss Mean Boss, it's time to put your butt on the hot seat, nanny boo boo.
this is what this woman does. So good.
Yes.
What that is, and let's rock and roll.
So yes. So this is where, because we had Daniel and Thor, Thor got put in a hot seat, didn't even know what he was doing. And I don't know what this show is all about. So this Thor is where we get to turn the tables on Sean Callaghan. And somebody here gets to come up with a scenario that he's not prepared for, that he gets to go from hello to yes on. So, Sean, how about you randomly pick a number between 1 and 5?
I'll go 4.
4. So that would be Daniel. So Daniel, you get to set the scenario for Sean, and it can be anything. We have done
Why don't we let
things.
Thor go first, since I went first last time, just to keep it even?
Okay, Thor, would you like to come up with a scenario that Sean goes from hello to yes on? As long as it is integrous, and he's done things like a couple weeks ago, he role-played, he was Muhammad Ali, role-playing to getting a yes from the Supreme Court with Kalia Ali, who said, and Kalia said that he channeled Muhammad Ali. He has been President Trump that had to convince President Biden to still build the wall, President Biden to convince Trump on why everybody should be vaccinated. Even was a conservative New Jersey attorney that had to convince a conservative New Jersey attorney on why he should go to Burning Man. And just a few weeks ago, one of my favorites was a doctor who had to convince women on why they should use this cream that was used on sheep lady parts. So that was a super fun one as well. So Thor,
we had some interesting scenarios.
Yes, we've had some interesting scenarios, and even selling ice Eskimos.
That did happen.
So Thor, is there a scenario that you can come up with that you would like to see Sean go from hello to yes?
So was he Muhammad Ali? Which player was he?
Yes, Muhammad Ali, and he was seeking a yes from the Supreme Court.
Oh, Daniel.
And by the way, I don't want to disappoint anyone. I'm not an effective impersonator, right? So I didn't adopt Muhammad Ali's actual voice, but I was him in his stand to not go to Vietnam and to influence the Supreme Court to side with him if he had the opportunity to speak to them. So it was a beautiful moment, brilliant moment. I just don't want to disappoint anybody. I don't actually do voices impersonations. I'm actually quite weak at that. But it is the influence dynamic of the scenarios that we're talking about. Make sense?
Yes. Daniel, if you've got one, you go first, and I'll think of mine.
I'm good. Go ahead, my friend. You're up.
Well, there's only one scenario. So.
Oh, there's only one scenario.
One scenario.
So it's whatever you guys want to put me. I could be anybody having to go from hello to yes about anything with anyone. From the most mundane thing, I could be a speaker looking to get.
Go from hello to yes with Tony Robbins for something.
Yeah.
That would it could be, or it could be a meaningful yes for you, Thor. Yes that you're seeking in the world. Maybe there's a stage that you're.
I got one. So right now we have a lot of teenagers that are hopeless and on the verge of suicide. So let's just say that you're going from hello to yes. You're going to go speak at a high school. You just finished speaking, and there was a child that's contemplating suicide, and you're intervening, and you're hoping that student realize their value and their worth.
Well, Daniel, don't give me too hard a scenario. This is the craziest, most intense scenario ever. Daniel comes out of nowhere with it. That's awesome, brother, and it's an honor, and I will do my best. So, who would you like to be that teenager, Daniel?
Would I like to be?
Yeah, would you like? I'll be obviously the speaker person, but somebody's got to play the role of the teenager. Would you like that to be you or somebody else here?
Why don't we put Chris as a teenager?
Chris, are you up for that?
He's on
You're
mute.
on mute, Chris.
I'm gonna pass on that one.
Okay. Daniel, would you like to jump into the seat or somebody else?
Let's go with Julie then.
Julie, would you like to step into that role?
Sure.
So, Julie, hi. Thanks so much for coming up. And how are you doing? I thank you for your patience. I know I had a few other people to talk to before you came up today. But how can I help you?
I'm not sure anyone can help me right now.
What's going on?
Just having a bad few months lately. Don't really want to talk about it.
You know what, Julie? There's a whole bunch of people here to chat with me. Can you give me 15 seconds? I'm going to have somebody in my team support all those other folks, and I'd love to step aside and talk to you for a few minutes. Would that be okay?
Sure.
Yeah. And back. So I'm hearing something, and a lot of folks, Julie, would share, hey, I'd rather not talk about something, but you were here online, and even saying, there's something, but I don't want to talk about it. You're absolutely telling the truth. But what that also means to me, there's some mixed feelings inside. And with absolute love, I think, would it be fair to say that a part of you does want to talk about some things? Is that fair or not fair?
That's fair.
Yeah. So what's going on? I hear heaviness. I hear sadness. I hear some fear. What's on your heart, please? And this is 100% confidential. It is just you and I. Nobody else is here. And you have my absolute confidence. I happen to have a law degree, so this is attorney-client privilege. And I also do coaching. So in every way, this is fully confidential. And it's just between you and I.
Well, if you say you're not going to tell anybody.
You have my word. I'm not even a doctor. So even if you were to tell me something about desiring to harm yourself, I'm not obligated to even tell anybody that. So please, I will not tell anybody.
So a few months ago, I lost my grandpa, and I had to watch him decline through FaceTime because of COVID. And I couldn't do anything about it. Sorry, I couldn't do anything about it, and my family couldn't do anything about it because of the restrictions, and we're all living with this feeling of doom and gloom because we felt like we could have stopped it and didn't know how. And I'm just replaying it in my head, thinking of what I could have done differently to help him.
Wow. Yeah. Well, Julie, I am so sorry that happened. Clearly, not only the pain of losing your grandfather, being in COVID, it sounds like it's affected your entire family so deeply. Seeing it over and over again, reliving that pain and that trauma, it has to be extraordinarily difficult for you right now and for your whole family. Am I hearing you correctly?
Yep.
Yeah. So you shared that. Is there anything else that you want to share that's on your heart? Where are you in life? And if I could ask you, why did you really walk up to me to say hi? And I'm so grateful that you did. But why did you come on up?
I don't know. Something inside just told me I should go up and talk to you.
Yeah. Well, what I always say, Julie, is that, when we do anything, it's for a reason. And if we show up at school, even if we don't like school, there's a reason. Maybe that's because we're going to get in trouble with our parents. If we walk up and say hi, and there's something, I'm sure that pulled you to do it, but if I could do anything for you, I'm not saying I can, but if I could, what would it be that would be created through our conversation?
I just want to erase those images from my mind so we could all stop suffering.
Yeah. So what I'm hopefully this is the beginning of a lifelong relationship of support, caring, guidance, mentoring. But in that process, I'm always going to be very real and upfront with you. 100% those images can be erased. And I could step aside and give you a few exercises for a few more minutes. I'm happy to stay. I do have some awesome things that I have to take care of today and prior commitments with some of the fine folks at the school and other, folks I'm going to talk to. And I absolutely want to deliver for you. So would it be okay if I took care of some of those conversations and then were to come back and I can teach you some things, Julie, that will blow your mind? And I think what I'm hearing, though, is you may not just want to get rid of those images. I think you also might want to create a new reality a little bit around COVID, around this time of your life, because it sounds like there's a lot of heaviness that's going on for you. And so I'd love to, and absolutely we can help eliminate those images. But I'd love to do more than that. I'd love to support you in loving yourself, in being a beacon of light for your family and other people. And that may sound super overwhelming and impossible, but if it was possible, is that something you're interested in? And waking up happy, going to bed fulfilled, impacting and sharing gifts, and remembering how incredibly valuable and important you are to this world. Are those things that would resonate with your heart? Because I don't believe anybody should do anything that doesn't resonate with their heart. So is that something that resonates with your heart, Julie?
Yeah, it does.
Awesome. So would that be okay if I took care of things for about 30 minutes? What I'd love to do is have one of my teammates chat with you for a few minutes, keep you company a little bit. I'll take care of a few things here. You are important, you are critical, and that's why I'm doing this. I could feel the possibility like sitting here, and I'm so excited to talk. I just want to make sure I keep my own integrity and finish up a few things first. Would that be okay with you?
Yes, that would be fine.
Julie, come meet Stephanie. This is Stephanie. She's going to hang out with you a couple of minutes. Are you comfortable chatting with Stephanie for a few, Julie?
Sure.
Awesome. Okay, at a roll. All right, Julie, how did that feel?
That felt very real. And I felt that you were sincere and that you really were looking out for my best interest.
That was powerful,
you did
Sean.
Great job. Okay. Is that Daniel? How did you feel about that?
I felt like that was like, I felt your heart on that. And I guess I was wondering if Julie really lost her grandfather, because it sounded like it was kind of something that might have really happened to her. She did a good part on that, because I sounded like she did lose a loved one during COVID. Did you?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was real, because I just, when she started, I was like, wow, like I felt her true heart in that, and your heart connected with her heart. So I'm glad we did this, because I think a lot of people need this type of conversation. And so many times we suppress our emotions. And this is a good conversation. I took some notes actually while you were talking. So thank you for this, Sean. I love to have you on my podcast of the year, man. I love to highlight you. You're a blessing, brother.
Brother, I'd be honored. Thank you. And Chris, thank you, Daniel. And it was a beautiful scenario. It was super meaningful and super complex and very bold and courageous. Thank you. Chris, how did that feel for you?
That was very powerful. That was you can definitely feel your attention, and how you stepped aside to give the person a little bit of time to kind of compose themselves and think, how they were going to discuss more with you. I thought was really cool. It was a very, very, very good discussion.
Thanks, brother. Thank you. Thor, I am sure you've had more than a few of those conversations, brother, over the years and all that you've done. How did that feel for you?
Really, really good. Yes, I have had many of those conversations. The rapport was excellent. The influence was there. The pace and the tone of the language fit the situation. You continue to ask questions to get approval and weigh where you were in the conversation. You're able to guide the conversation, leave her in a place where she confirmed that she felt safe, taken care of. She understood the process. She made the exercises fun. You gave a compelling future about what would happen after those. You set her up with support with Stephanie. A's across the board.
No, thanks, brother. That means a lot coming from a master like yourself. And Thor, by the way, thank you for being here. And how was your time with us in the Real Raw today?
That was awesome. Yeah, I love going into things unprepared.
Yeah, love it. Awesome. Appreciate you.
Sean Callagy's world.
Yes, welcome to our crazy multiverse. Thank you. Rosalind, how was your experience today?
I mean, I was not, you mean overall?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, overall, it caught me off guard. I didn't know anything about the show. I think I asked, I don't know who was it that called me, to let me see something and, to be more prepared. But I don't know if this is, can you guys see me? Because I can't see myself. Oh, now I see myself. So basically, I wasn't aware of any. So I'm caught off guard. Maybe I wasn't ready, but it was a learning experience. So one day I want to do like what do you say? Be a speaker. So kind of, it's great experience.
Awesome. Well, listen, here's the thing I would say is I'm going to hallucinate that you are maybe far more prepared than you realize. And we've done more than 500 shows like this, Real Raw, since the beginning of COVID. We've had more than 3,000 guests that have been on, amazing people like yourselves. And we do hear that a lot. It's like, I'm not prepared. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Right? And we anchor this, right? We all know the yeses we're seeking. We know them personally. We know them professionally. Life is a series of patterns, and they're just the same conversation over and over again. And as Thor was sharing, he's had so many of these brilliant conversations, and what he is because he is prepared in patterns of human communication. And there's models and structures and dynamics that prepare us, whether this is why I could step into the role play, whether it's with somebody who's suicidal at an event, or Muhammad Ali, or selling ice to Eskimos. And P.S., I made sure it was an integrous scenario. In that situation, it was an ice fisherman Eskimo person that needed ice. So I'd always say, we're never going to sell things to people that they don't need. So in all of it, once we understand the patterns of human dynamics and communication, I could sell a nuclear submarine to somebody right now if I had somebody who can give me a couple technical details in a short period of time, and so can anybody learn to do that. So congratulations, it's wonderful. Our perfectionism inside of us tells us we're not ready, I need to learn more, and those are just patterns that are really true and don't support us. So Rosalind did a beautiful job today. You were fully prepared, you judged, you added value, and you're here. So thank you for that, and great job today.
Thank you. Great being here.
Well, thank you. Julie, how about yourself? How was your time with us here today?
It was fun. It was an eye-opening experience. I was a little nervous coming on because I didn't know what it entailed, but it's a fun experience getting to meet other people and seeing what they're about and coming out of my comfort zone. So it's nice.
Beautiful. And Julie, were you at the OsteoStrong in Nashville where we presented, or you were not at that event?
Yeah, I was there. I was there too.
Oh, very cool. Well, great job and pleasure to reconnect.
Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome job, Chris. Thank you for being here. How was your experience today, brother?
Thank you. Oh, it was incredible. I was part of the Real Raw as a participant, so being a judge was definitely different. Seeing other people go from no to yes, and just it's good to step back and take different roles so that you can see how you can better improve yourself.
Awesome.
So,
Good job.
and with two participants like this, I learned a lot.
Yeah. Well, thank you for all that you've done for our country and our freedom, and really appreciate being here today.
Thank you.
You, Daniel. Final from you. How was your day on the Real Raw? And yes, I'd be honored to be on your podcast. Thank you, sir.
Man, it was great. It was just a great experience. I know I met David Rush on LinkedIn, and we're part of a sales group, and we just kind of talked about stuff. And he asked me, I said, "Yeah, man, I'll be on it." And I promised myself something, that I was going to challenge myself to experience something new every week, every day. And this was the new that I said, you know what? Why not? So you got to start saying yes to some other things outside your comfort zone. And it was a great experience. Made some great people here today, and you, Sean, and Thor, and thank you for being another great participant. And you never know what to expect out of life, but I think it just prepares you for the unknown, not to be scared of it, to embrace it. And when we can embrace it, you meet great people like the people in this panel today. So thank you for having me.
No, thank you. And you had beautiful energy. Did a great job. Great scenario. Thanks, Daniel.
Yes, sir.
And Steph, final.
Final is, we got Thor here, and Thor, I don't know if you were at the spiritual trip back in October of last year when Tony was doing the crazy intervention, and right in the middle of it has Sean stand up and stands behind him, and Tony has his hand on his heart and one hand on Sean's heart, standing behind him. And he said in front of the whole room that
this is right after I almost got hit with a chair.
Yeah, almost right. But after you almost got hit with a chair, after cups were flying and lemons were flying and all of the things, but said, there is no one that leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean, and then Sean Callaghy. And in that demonstration that you did, you demonstrated that heart. And I've watched you over and over and over, after doing this show with you for a year now, in whatever scenario.
It's your show.
It's our show. Whatever scenario that you are given, you always show up with such heart. And, there's one of the indispensable elements, which the team has put in the chat for you. Definitely download this guide. But one of them is level 5 listening and speaking into the listening of others. And so, Daniel, I see you got to go. Thank you, my friend. Definitely download the guide that's there. But, and just, in all of these scenarios, I always see you time after time pour your heart, give your heart, make people feel heard, seen, understood. And I'm so grateful that you came up with a formula so that, not only can you have that superpower, but you can also teach that superpower to everyone else. So, just want to thank everyone, for being here. And, we all deserve to be heard, seen, and understood. So definitely download that guide so that we can exponentially grow that superpower. So thank you.
No, thank you for that. And final, guys, from me, thank you so much for being here. I know it's been a beautiful day. It's a Christmas week, holiday week, and there's beautiful things happening for everybody. But truth and reality is the micro distinctions and differences in everything. The difference between Bruce Springsteen and somebody playing in a bar is not a lot different, and Bruce would say that. The difference between somebody who's pitching in the major leagues and somebody who never makes it out of A-ball, like the beginning of professional baseball, is just tiny. And so the space that we work on is not just influence, it's how to apply it to create exponentiality. Walking in right now to the Christmas and holiday party to my friend, my brother, my partner, ours, Rob Gill, who had 8 sales meetings a month 4 years ago when we met, and he had 900 sales meetings, 900 for his team. So it's a real number, 900 in the month of November. And he shares that he went from 30 to 40,000 a month in revenue 4 years ago to 750,000 in deposits in November. And it's absolutely incredible. The power of this is not about me. It's about what is. how do people create that superpower and exponentiality and what they do with it. So thank you for being here. Thank you for playing that space. The wisdom, the brilliance of all of you, massively appreciated. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, God bless. And our money, time, and magic's out there, but sometimes we're all blind.
And just learning to see. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you. Great job.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.